Hey, what's going on, table breakers? Welcome to the first ever back-to-back 7-1 Blitz episode. Thanks for joining us on Holy Shit Wednesday. Um, guys, let's dive right in. 24 hours ago, we were talking about, do we just re-sign our own free agents and call it a day? What's Bills Mafia going to do about that? JD McKissick backs out to go back to Washington, and we're like, oh, shit. What do we got? What's Bean doing? What are we doing here? Are we conceding the AFC? And Bean goes, it's funny how you guys seem to want to, doubt me every single time. It's some biblical shit over here. And he just threw his what on the table and said, here you go, Von Miller. Go ahead, guys. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, this is bigger than signing Mario Williams.
100%.
Almost 10 years to the day. It was 10 years ago yesterday or 2 days ago.
Due to circumstances, 100%.
Yeah, this is I know that everyone's going to, a lot of people are like, oh, he's old. Yeah, dude, he's still fucking Von Miller. I mean, this is one of the biggest signings ever, a free agent signing for sure. You can't count Stephon Diggs get traded for him, but holy shit. But, I mean, honestly, too, this doesn't happen without Josh Allen, right? Without having Josh Allen here, none of this is possible. Yeah, you just don't. I don't know what to say. This is crazy. This is the most excited I've been for the Bills in a long time.
I think they were severely talking to Chandler Jones, and then once he went to Vegas, it just started a whole domino effect. Okay, the AFC West not only is the most stacked division, but their pass rushers are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they went okay, we need to get someone, and there were no reports. There was nothing. And to me, everyone was surprised, but it seems like this always happens. For example, last year with JJ Watt, it was either going to be the Packers, the Bills, and he goes to the freaking Cardinals. For the Von Miller, it was either that he maybe goes back to LA, maybe he goes back home to Denver, especially with Russell Wilson there, or even the Cowboys were showing up, and then he chose us. And it's exactly what you said, DJ. It's because of the quarterback, and honestly, and then the fact that next second later, OJ Howard. We talked about that yesterday. 2 tight end set. Jesus Lord, holy mother. That's all I have to.
we mentioned OJ Howard, I believe, yesterday too.
Yeah, we did.
As a possibility.
Well, we talked about him. Yeah.
Well, we talked about 2 tight end sets, and we talked about having that guy that intimidates offensive lines on the D line. So clearly, we need to talk every day. Ball Hawk Corner in the next 24 hours. See you guys tomorrow. All right, end of episode.
Every down back.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy because in that draft, Von Miller's draft, what year was it? 11?
Yeah, we could have picked him.
Well, the Bills the previous year were they ran it out at the end of the year and gave themselves the 3rd pick, Marcel Darius.
Oh, that's
right. Cam Newton went 1, Von 2, Darius 3. So now we have the number 2 pick of the draft just 10 years later, or 11 years later, and maybe Cam Newton's the backup and we could have all 3. Wouldn't that be a circle of life right there?
Yeah.
But
so you need shit like that, though, to break the curse.
I guess so. I mean, you're right. It is about the Q. I think every big free agent signing is quarterback based. I mean, no one's signing a long-term deal with a new team, with a team that doesn't have a quarterback. So, I mean, you're absolutely right on that. And OJ Howard, he got a little unlucky with Tommy in Tampa, with Gronk and Brate being more his style of tight ends. He kind of favored them a little bit. He didn't really have that much of a stat sheet the last 2 years with Tom, and he had a little bit of injury problems here and there. But I don't think OJ Howard has seen his full potential in the NFL in the years. I mean, he was a top 10 or if not number 11 pick when he was drafted by the Bucs. So I think this was a very cheap deal for the value that I think they're going to get out of it. And I guess obviously with any signing, both of them, you just hope they stay healthy. Von's had some issues and now everyone's talking, you gave $120 million to a 33-year-old. So there's that aspect of it, and we'll see. But yeah, I mean, great signings, and I would imagine that I don't know how much more they can do now free agency wise, because that's pretty, those are pretty big deals. Well, at least the one was, and then yeah, but we're looking a lot better than we did 24 hours ago.
Yeah. It's
Here's
crazy.
Well, I think what they do now is that they definitely have to go full corner. Either that either we trade for Bradbury from the Giants, or even like double pick at that with our first pick, since depending on how everything goes down. But here's the question I wanted to ask you guys: do you guys think that either Epineza or Basham could be like trade bait to maybe fill out that corner room?
Well,
You don't
here,
think
let
so?
me address I don't think, if they were to get Bradbury, I don't think their first pick is a corner. I think that'd be too much.
Yeah.
Especially if they cut Beasley and let's say they were to get Bradbury, I think the first pick's a receiver now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden. That's just me. And no, I mean, you invested second round picks in those guys, and you overkill when you're going for a championship. You overkill.
Yeah.
So trading them for picks doesn't do anything for me, and I think they would feel the same way. That's my take, DJ.
Yeah, I think you keep them. I mean, you're not gonna throw away picks that quickly. And now, you got to figure Von Miller. Yeah, it's a 6-year deal, but it's probably a 3-year deal. He's probably out after
Yeah,
3. And you don't think those guys are gonna learn a lot from Von Miller in 3 years?
absolutely.
So it's not a bad thing to have too many minds soaking up what they can from Von, and then seeing maybe what sticks once Von Miller's gone. After we win a couple of Super Bowls.
Is it safe to say, Jerry Hughes, thank you for your services?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I mean, the talk was all about Chandler Jones, Chandler Jones, Chandler Jones. He signs 3 years with Vegas. They're the same age, and Von Miller got a better contract. So I really wonder, were they even ever interested in Chandler Jones at all? Was that smoke and mirrors while they worked with Von Miller?
Probably. Maybe
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Because Von Miller to the Bills was not even a thing you heard.
Not even, yeah, it wasn't even mentioned at all.
You got to think, if they were offering relatively the same thing to Chandler Jones and he still elected to go there, that'd be pretty idiotic on his part.
Right?
Yeah, especially going to the worst team in the AFC West.
Oh, you finally got you to say it, huh? It only took like 3 episodes to get you to admit it. No big deal.
Anyway.
Well, I still think, though, we still get Saquon at some point. I think Saquon's still in the mix here. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens now. The big focus is going to be what happens in the next 3 days with Cole Beasley, because we can all agree that he will not be here come bonus time. Whether it's a trade, which no team's trading for him because they know we're going to fucking cut him. And then when we cut him, on, was it the 20th is Friday, Saturday?
No, the 20th is Sunday.
Sunday. Okay. So when he's cut on Sunday, maybe we do go after Patterson still around, floating around. Maybe we try to pick him up, or, see what we can do happen. I still don't believe the Bills pick at 25. I still don't think they're going to pick in the first round. I still think this move shows that he's all in and ready to go. And he has zero problem probably giving that pick up for another guy that's going to make a difference on the roster, whether it's the offensive side of the ball again or another defensive guy. I don't think he's done. I don't think Beane's done.
Let me ask you something, and this is simple, just yes or no. I'm just spitballing, and it wouldn't cost you much. Julio Jones.
It depends.
Doesn't move the needle much for me. The only reason I'd maybe think about
it's free.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would like him for would be maybe as a decoy. He's going to take attention away from Diggs and Gabe Davis. So, if the price, I guess, is right, yeah, sure.
I think it really
wouldn't
does.
go out of my way. Sorry.
No, you're good. It does depend on his health. And I mean, I think with everything, like, yeah, sure, let's get Julio Jones. Like, that'll be 100%. But it's like, now we're like getting to like, is this too good to be true kind of situation, Because like, we get Von Miller, then we get Julio Jones like in the same offseason, then it's like wowzers. Like, I'm not saying it's completely off the table, but like that's like a lot. That's like a lot. And actually, but right now they have $8 million in cap space left. So all the contracts that they moved around, they were able to get a lot. And
Wait,
that's how
even with the deals?
yeah.
Huh.
I'm literally looking at the current tracker right, and it's like updated to like the second.
Well, Vaughn he's only counting for like a $1 million hit, right? Isn't 52 of that 53 million guaranteed? So how does that work? I'm not a
I
cap
honestly
guy.
don't know.
I'm not a cap guy. I need Greg.
I'm not even close.
Or
I don't even know if they know how it works. They're just like, you know what? It's here.
Well, I know the Saints cleared 80 million in cap without releasing a single player, so it's definitely fluid.
Remember when the Chiefs were like, what was like, they were like so over the cap, and then like they did like 3 things, and all of a sudden they could like do whatever the hell they wanted.
Yeah, they gave Patrick Mahomes $500 million.
Yeah, I can't explain it. I don't even. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't understand.
We're not cap specialists.
No, we are not. That's one thing we are not.
No, it's like I don't. Is anyone really a cap specialist though
Well,
in this community?
All I know about it is, the rule is there. It's kind of fake because all you really have to do is move stuff around. You don't necessarily have to get rid of people all the time. And what are you going to do? Say you can't play next year if you don't lower the number? Like,
yeah. The Rams have been like over the cap for like 5 years now. So, and they're just like, yep. It's like they should statistically not be able to do any of the things that they did.
the NHL doesn't give a shit, so I don't know why the NFL would.
So it's just
good point. Very good point. Yeah, it's just surprised. It's you guys aren't even like diehards like I am. This is unbelievable for me. So
it's interesting.
Interesting. Fuck you, interesting.
No, we were literally talking yesterday if they're really going to bite the bullet. If they were even going to do this, and the fact that they went like, oh no, what? Go screw yourselves, literally. Oh, this podcast. Oh no, we're just gonna do everything now.
Did anyone post the meme yet of Brandon Beane walking around with his balls in a wheelbarrow yet?
Probably.
That one floats around from time to time. It feels like an appropriate time to send it.
Kyle got us a video of the Talladega Nights where it's Beane on Ricky Bobby saying "I piss excellent." Yeah,
it was a good one.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good one. Yeah, this is a game changer now. It was all of a sudden everyone in the AFC was getting better, and we kind of just stood pat, which was fine, right? Like everyone in the AFC should have to try to get to us because I know we didn't win the AFC and I know we didn't get to the Super Bowl, but I still think we were the team to beat in the AFC last year. So I think every team in the West and in the AFC that got stronger is trying to catch the Bills. And now all that work that was done in the last, 24, 48 hours with these 2 moves kind of was like, all right, the Bills are still a team to beat in the AFC no matter what. I don't care what last season happened, or I don't care what happened last season. Like, we're still a team to beat because we have number 17 back there. And there's only one other guy in the NFL that even close talent level wise to him. And, he plays for another really good team. But even that, I don't think they can stack up against us. Mahomes is going to be running for his life.
Let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
Don't let today's signing impact your answer.
Okay.
I'm just asking this because I'm curious because they're kind of the same age at the same position. Von Miller or Khalil Mack? I'm just curious.
I gotta give it to Von. He's more accomplished.
You know that I've talked to people within the team that weren't really thrilled about the idea of Khalil Mack, and I'd have to assume that if I were to talk to my person that he would be thrilled to have Von Miller. So I think that says it. I think that Khalil Mack is not, from what I understand, not maybe the best locker room guy, believe it or not. Extreme talent, but maybe not the best teammate. Hence, if you're really good, you don't usually get moved around a lot. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I would say right now, probably Von Miller. You asked me this question 2 years ago. It was Khalil Mack.
I think PFF or any stat guy would probably say Khalil Mack because Khalil Mack is the only player to be all pro in 2 positions.
Yeah.
Linebacker and defensive end.
Well, I think Mack is probably viewed as as like a stronger like presence. Like
Yeah.
he's pushing offensive linemen like over with one hand, and he's like he's seen as like the stronger human. But I think Von might, because of that, I think Von might be the more skilled like player.
Just gonna summarize this. Khalil Mack is a power rusher. Von Miller is a speed rusher.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, two different styles. I mean, if I were to, I would say Von probably fits the scheme a lot more, especially with the guys we've drafted over the last 2 years. Those are guys that are pretty much I'm not saying they're Von Miller type, but they're very similar, athletically built to Von Miller, more so than Khalil Mack. So more like Jerry Hughes.
Realistically, how many Von Miller years does he have here?
3.
I would say 2. But I mean, if you
what
do
you have last year? 10.5 sacks.
He had 5 with the Rams in the regular season, 4.5 with Denver before he was traded, and then in the playoffs he had 4 sacks.
So, okay, so he's still playing at an elite level, right? You would consider that elite?
Yeah, I mean, granted, 2 of the playoff sacks were in the Super Bowl against the Bengals. Shitty ass O-line, no offense, but I mean, he was playing alongside Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd and company.
He's going to take what he gets.
But now he's going to be playing alongside Daquan Johnson.
You mean Daquan Jones?
Daquan Jones, sorry. Fucking butcher. There's been so many names in the last 24 hours. You're going to have Jordan Phillips coming back. I'm assuming that announcement will be made anytime. They were saying he's already on a flight back to Buffalo. He kind of hinted that he's coming back.
How many tackles can you have?
Yes.
Why not?
You
Depth.
can only play 2.
You can rotate the shit out of them. You're always going to touch 2 guys on the field.
Right now, they're projected to do like the rotation that we don't like, where like no one really puts up any godly numbers. But I mean, but here's the thing: the guys think that this will help Ed Oliver, because now teams are going to be like, okay, we need to stop Von. Okay, let's say he's fully healthy, they're going to like focus. Okay, we need to shut down Von Miller. Like, could this still lead? Because usually it's like people want like a bigger defensive tackle to like star to really take or like any bigger defensive tackle to like to eat up the tackles while Ed Oliver just rolls over the QB. Do you think this move still helps Ed Oliver possibly for a breakout campaign?
I think Ed Oliver gets moved to edge.
Okay.
I don't know. Well,
I mean, that's a conversation. I mean, yeah, because if you have all these D tackles, it's like what you said, but you have to make roster room for that, though. So maybe he is moved to edge. But I think, Doug, your question,
he fits that edge.
I think your question is, I think part of it is the Aaron Donald effect because of how many sacks he gets as a defensive tackle. When it's really not their main priority. So it's like the sack number for like if you say, Ed Oliver's sack number isn't too high. Well, it's like, well, yeah, but how many times did he stop the run? So which is the primary objective. And then especially with mobile quarterbacks, your D tackles aren't making a lot of sacks, in my opinion.
No.
But I mean, it definitely could. And I think
I don't mean. I'm sorry. I don't mean sacks. I just mean like tackles for loss.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I think.
No, yeah, I should have actually been more clear about that. I don't mean sacks. I meant like tackles for loss, and like that's gonna help him in the run game.
I think more so than anyone else, Rousseau.
Yeah, him. Yep. But that's another thing, DJ. Like, okay, move Ed Oliver to edge, and now you have like technically 5 edge rushers that like they can only play 2 at once. I know.
I would be watching AJ Epineza. If there's one guy that might not make this team come week,
he's not going to get cut.
Okay, so they trade him.
That I said that before.
When did you say that?
I said that. Does this make Carlos Basham or like AJ Epineza like trade bait now because of like how many players they have?
And we both said no.
So you guys completely contradict yourself.
My statement. I didn't realize you said that. No, I think
he's excited. He's excited.
I think that I think Epineza could be a trade guy. He could be the odd because he hasn't really progressed. Where I think there's way more upside to guys like Basham and Rousseau. I mean, Rousseau is going to be
Rousseau. His potential is so incredible. Like,
now he's going to learn from one of the best to do it. So I mean, Rousseau is just going to be. He should be an absolute animal this year.
Or do you do this? Do you have just a bunch of D linemen and you're just rotating all of them in different spots all over the place just to confuse the hell out of O lines? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, that's like the great thing about having, I think, these guys that are super duper athletic. They're not your typical big fat men, defense tackles and or edge rushers. These guys are pretty fit, athletic guys. I mean, Ed Oliver, for being big as he is, he's got a fucking motor. He can move. So yeah, I think this creates all kinds of matchup nightmares along the line for opposing offense lines.
I think it helps the linebackers too.
Yeah. I think this is where we've beat the drum for 2 years now on, winning the battles at the line of scrimmage. We will now win battles at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, we barked
On
on
both
that
sides
since
of the
week
ball.
one.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball, we're going to win
100%.
battles. I think we're going to be we're going to win those battles in the trenches, and that's what's going to be the difference. I'm excited to see us play the Rams in week 1 because that's going to be the fucking game now. So.
Oh yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Do you think the Bills almost getting to him, but never really getting to him in that divisional round playoff? That Patrick Mahomes, he had some time in the pocket, no one was open. He scrambles 40 yards upfield. He scrambles 15 yards. He's back there. We almost get a hand on him, but not really. Do you think that forced the hand on this move?
100%. Yeah, because I'm looking at their schedule for this year, who they play, and there's only a couple mobile quarterbacks that we see come through. Tua, I guess, to a degree. Mahomes, Justin Fields, Burrow a little bit. Lamar. Deshaun Watson potentially with Cleveland. And Rodgers with Green Bay. That's pretty much it for mobile guys.
Well, they play the West, right? The NFC West?
No,
they play the NFC North.
Oh, duh, that's right. I'm sorry.
The extra game is Rams.
Yeah, okay.
But so there's not too many mobile guys. So yeah, I would assume. Yeah, obviously you don't plan a roster for 1 year, but yeah, they're that's totally to stop Mahomes or the athletic guys from doing that shit. Because you have to think, even in the regular season, if you don't play the teams, we're gonna meet the Chargers at some point. We're gonna meet these other powerhouses in the West at some point here. Russell Wilson with the Broncos, and you gotta have that ability to stop those guys. We have one. Luckily, we practice against one of the best to do it, so you get to see it on a daily basis and try to figure it out. But yeah, I think to your point, Gabe. Yeah.
No, here's another thing. The AFC, what we consider the big moves to the AFC. Yes, we consider that a huge thing. But today it was just more. It really seemed like it was only the AFC teams making those moves. I really can't think of any NFC team that made a big move today, besides maybe the Saints with Marcus May, or that's the only thing that comes to mind. I could be missing something, but it was all AFC, and it's insane.
And I think that'll change too once Deshaun Watson makes up his mind.
Yeah, that's still the.
If he goes to the NFC, the NFC I think those teams will start getting a little bit more aggressive. Especially the teams within that division, wherever he goes.
And we're on pace for that to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, they said potentially today or tonight, but it's looking probably like tomorrow. Well, I think he's gonna end up in Cleveland, which is what I.
That would be insane.
I think Baker goes to Indianapolis because the Niners are going to get fucked and didn't move Jimmy G quick enough, like we talked about last night.
Well, Baker, I guess there's rumors that Cleveland's going to at least let Baker pick his next spot, which I guess is a nice move by them after publicly coming out with the fact that they're interviewing Deshaun Watson. Yeah. And I mean, they better hope if they don't get him, you've burned your bridge. So, what is it, Garoppolo if you don't get Deshaun?
I don't even know if it's that, dude. You might be calling the Packers and begging for Jordan Love.
If you're the Browns?
Yeah. There's not, dude. Who's Minshew? Who are the options? They fucked themselves bad.
Yeah.
Did you hear Atlanta? Atlanta told Matt Ryan what was happening the whole time, and he's fine with it because they were honest with him. Cleveland,
he's an older guy though. Baker's there to be a franchise QB, and they're like, "Yeah, sorry, bud, it's over."
Yeah, they didn't even talk to him about it. They didn't even say they were going to interview him.
Yeah, you probably find out through Twitter.
Give it to Baker. Though. I don't always, I'm definitely not the biggest Baker guy out here, but I definitely agreed with his statement last night. That was a power move too, because now he controls how the chips lay. So it was definitely a smart move on his end to put out that statement, because now it makes the Brown look like a bunch of shitheads. So
yeah, I mean, because if he came out and was like, "Oh, fuck this," like I'm gonna, like get me out of here, so then he's the bad guy. So I mean, yeah, it was, and I'm sure it was a genuine. Like, I'm pretty sure he meant what he said.
Well, yeah, Baker's just. I think his personality fits the NFL, but his ability doesn't. I have no problem with Baker personally.
But here's the thing, though. There's look at Daniel Jones. Like, he is not even after all that, they're still keeping him. There's other QBs as well where they're still sticking with them, trying to see what happens. Yeah, but Baker, he has come on, his first year, he brought hope to that franchise.
Those teams don't have rosters like Cleveland.
No, and he's had 4 head coaches in 4 years.
Come on. I really think I know DJ shits on him, but he's done so much for that city. He gave them he gave them not only the first win, but actually gave them 2019 sucked, just throw that because of Freddie Kitchens, but come on, he gave them a playoff win against their ultimate rival. That team was fully healthy and he was good.
I don't shit on Baker necessarily.
Yes, you do, but
he's a backup.
I said he's a backup. I don't think he's an NFL caliber starting quarterback.
Okay, if he's not an NFL starting quarterback, then neither
is that roster. He couldn't get it done. So it's either he's not an NFL caliber quarterback or Stefanski's super overrated.
Well, okay, if he's not an NFL starting quarterback, then neither is Jimmy Garoppolo, neither is Daniel Jones, neither is Jameis Winston. It's just I'm not completely loving Baker now because I know that he has flaws 100%, but he's definitely getting the shit end of the stick here.
Well,
it really is.
All the guys you just mentioned don't really have secure jobs right now.
No, Tyrod's gonna end up being starter with New York and by week 5.
Well, they gave him $8.5 million a year. You don't do that to sit.
No, they know Daboll can use Tyrod. There's gonna be Tyrod might get a resurgence there with the Giants. These guys are smart, man. I don't know. Baker, the problem I have with Baker is everyone put him up on this pedestal, right? Coming out of college, he was going to be blah, blah, blah. But he's at his ceiling. And that's not a knock on Baker. He just can't get any better than what he is. And then that doesn't get you a championship. That roster in Cleveland is a championship roster with a championship caliber quarterback. You can't tell me otherwise. I won't believe you. It's just not the way it's going to be.
All I'm going to say is that it's unfortunate that the Browns needed a quarterback that year, because out of all the quarterbacks chosen, I might have repeated this already, but any other, he was the safest pick.
No, Darnold was.
Well, look at Darnold now.
I know.
There was a reason.
Look at pre-draft stuff. Darnold was the safest pick.
Look at that whole draft besides one guy.
Rosen.
Rosen was safer than probably Baker coming out of college.
But I'm talking about the projections of everything now, because Sam Darnold did have turnover issues going into that. I mean, we could talk about this all, but I believe
sure.
But look at it now. Sam Darnold go there, it's a disaster. He probably still gets traded because he's terrible. Rosen would have been Allen wouldn't have worked out. It was just it's just unfortunate. It was destiny that Baker is good, but not good enough.
Doug, let me ask though, if you could get Deshaun Watson to replace Baker, would you not?
Yeah.
There you go.
Like I said, it's just unfortunate.
I would take Derek Carr over Baker.
It's just unfortunate how everything worked out. It's it's a completely Brown storyline. This only happens to Cleveland.
We had this shit for 20 years. I don't feel bad for Cleveland.
We didn't even have a QB for 20 years.
Either have
it's
they.
Not like there was no inkling of any hope for 20 years.
Either have they. Their best quarterback in the last 20 years was Tim fucking Couch.
Brandon Weeden.
I'm talking about the Bills' drought.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking. There was no inkling of that. I mean, it's the same thing.
Trent Edwards. Are you Trent Edwards?
Trent, really?
What do you
What are
mean,
we doing
really?
here, guys? Like,
What are we even talking about? I'm just saying that it's just completely unfortunate
All
how
right.
this all worked out.
I
The
don't
Browns
feel
pick a
bad.
QB in the wrong draft.
I don't feel bad.
What?
I don't feel bad. They got duped into that.
Okay,
pick,
I'm
too.
sorry you don't have any
They got
pity.
fucking duped into that pick because the Jets said they were going to take Baker.
I'm sorry that you have no pity in this. What do you want me to do that you have no pity for this at all? Like, what do you like? It's
I'm
I
sorry.
feel for
So-
Browns fans right now.
Okay,
I
but
do.
empathy.
basically, though, what we're saying is there was no good solution out of that draft for them because if they draft Josh Allen, he doesn't turn into this version of Josh Allen, and every other quarterback sucks.
I'm just
Yeah.
making sure. Okay, Gabe's agreeing with me, right?
Well, I just don't know what the conclusion here is.
I don't. What are we even talking
sucks-
about?
It sucks for Cleveland. Like, okay, sure.
Yeah. There's no conclusion. We're just arguing over nothing. Air.
We could literally make an entire podcast about shitting on Baker. We could literally talk for
You gotta
5
be
hours
careful.
about
It's
this.
like
OBJ
the
started
second
hearing
topic
people
on this show.
shit on.
Wow.
Well, I mean, once a fan of a Cleveland Steamer, always a fan, right?
Oh boy.
But anyway, now the Bills should sign Dante Jackson from Carolina. Just do it.
Just in case you guys forgot, the Bills signed Von Miller today.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
We're
Von Miller.
in the Baker Mayfield podcast. We're just checking out on the rest of the NFL. Bill signed Von Miller. But yeah,
Just sign Dante Jackson. I'll be a happy man. I believe they will.
Yeah.
Put a nice band-aid for cornerback too until Trey gets back.
Gabe, did you see anything official about Levi?
nothing since the original 2-year deal from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he agreed to those terms and is going to pull a McKissick.
Well, deals became official today, so I don't know.
It's over.
I haven't seen a damn thing about Levi signing with Pittsburgh today. Can one of you guys look it up, or I'll look it up? I don't think he signed the deal. I don't think he's a Steeler.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not really gonna argue about this.
Argue about what?
I don't even. I mean, like, there's really that'd be great, but who knows?
I don't think he signed.
I don't see anything about.
I think I saw
His
something.
current
Where
team is still the Buffalo Bills, so I don't think he signed.
in that case, McKissick might. No, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Like McKissick, it was a nice story.
Yeah, they reportedly signed him, but there's nothing saying he signed.
Got to hope for the best. That's all we can do.
And not to say that Levi is going to be the savior, but hell, that's some familiarity, right?
Yeah.
To bring him back. If he backs out of the Pittsburgh deal, I don't know. Maybe someone's going to yell at me in the chat and say I'm fucking an idiot and I'm wrong, but I didn't see any announcement on Levi. The only one I saw was Harrison Phillips.
I mean, for now, I'm going to assume he's a Steeler. Like, I have no reason not to until it happens.
Yeah. I mean, last night we assumed that McKissick was a Bill.
Well, okay.
Well,
On the same principle.
we've seen that happen before. Remember when Anthony Barr was supposed to go to the Jets?
Yeah, and then he realized that the Bills were in the division and Josh Allen was going to fucking jump him twice a year. Yeah. He's like, nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Got to change of heart.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. Now I'm getting excited about doing, season previews and stuff because this changes the outlook on the year on a really tough schedule. Now that defense on paper is extremely talented. And it's probably only going to get better, right? I mean, you would assume between adding a corner or drafting or trading or whatever, but
Draft coverage is still going to be fun.
yeah, you guys are. I'm not a draft. I don't know. I don't even know who plays college football.
Colleges.
Creed Humphrey, is he still around?
Oh, my God.
It's the only name I got, guys. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Oh,
No comment.
No comment. But
anything else, guys?
I don't know. I think that's it.
I really think that's it. We're probably gonna have to record tomorrow anyway because it's something big.
Yeah, I
happening.
was gonna say, see you tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
I just don't think Bean's done. That's all I'm
not
gonna
no
say.
way.
I don't think he's done. I think there's more to go.
When Connor McDavid is a Sabre tomorrow, we're gonna have to have a emergency session again.
Jesus, yeah.
Uh,
All right,
still
table breakers. Go to Buff on Whack. Get your hoodie.
All right, guys. Like, yeah, I mean, we told you what to do yesterday. Following
Yeah,
all that
we
shit,
don't have to
so,
repeat ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace out. Go Bills.
See you guys
Von
tomorrow.
Miller.
You guys in 24 hours.
See ya.